Bigger, better, bolder. The cold, hard truth is taking talk to the next level. Right here on Bobo 89.1 FM, Cayman's Community Radio. We are still spilling the tea and committed to being part of the change that Cayman so desperately needs. Join Sandy Hill weekdays from 7:30 a.m. for Premier Access, Cayman Voices, Truthful Thursdays, and much more. Cayman's #1 talk show is now bigger, better, bolder, and more than talk. Getting results with hot topics, consumer reports, court exposés, and more.
I've come to set the record straight. I've come to shine the light on you. Let me introduce myself. I am the cold, hard truth.
Now, from the CMR studio in Grand Cayman, live, direct, it's the cold, hard truth. Now, join the conversation on 345-936-2626.
That number again is
345-936-2626.
All right, folks. Good morning. Happy Tuesday. Lots of big news today. Hope you guys had a wonderful evening. We'll be catching up because I know you guys were tuned in yesterday and watching Sabrina's show. Wow, what a hit straight out of the gate, folks. I am very, very proud of her. And of course, last night I was watching her numbers and saw what an amazing job she did. I think the last time I checked, she had over 9,000 views. Whoa. All right, she's bringing it hard, folks. CMR TV launched this week, and this is it. She's the first one. Daily show, Monday to Friday, weekdays, 5 to 6:30. That all-important drive time when you're going to be stuck in traffic. And I know you guys want something really good and really interesting to listen to. So we had a few little technical issues yesterday, and I think most of those were actually resolved in a roundabout kind of way. We may have, we're going to test a few things today because we were basically looking at what was going on with her phone line. So the phone lines were open, but we had to get a little bit creative and put you guys on speakerphone. But I think we may have a workaround. So we've got a problem. As they say, Houston, we've got a problem. But the workaround is going to be that we're going to just connect in a different way. So we're going to try that this evening, and hopefully that will work because you guys were already blowing up the phone lines. You guys definitely wanted to converse and speak. So I love it. I absolutely love it. Let me just do a quick little check and I'll tell you guys the views so far. 11,000, gone over 11,000 views already. Take that. Wow, amazing. So congrats to Sabrina. I knew she was going to be a hit. Like I told her, girl, just be yourself. This is an authentic space. And that is really, what it's all about. If you're real, people get it, and real knows real. So yeah, this is amazing. Over 11,000 views. Very, very proud of her. That's fantastic. All right. Well, today is Tuesday, and it is actually July the 1st already. We're keeping, things a close watch on the tropics because so far it has been relatively quiet. But guess what? Things started to warm up a little bit over the weekend. So we now know that we have two storms. I think they're no danger to us and they have dissipated as well, but we'll continue to watch as it gets, closer to the high season. Of course, talking about things that we're watching and things that are twirling and what's going on. We've got today being a very, very special day. So isn't this ironic? I hadn't really thought about this in the past, but Health City celebrates their anniversary in the month of June. They've just celebrated 11 years, and so does CMR. We're behind them 8 years. So this is a month of celebrations. So last week, Dr. Benoit, being the busy man that he is, had to rush into surgery. And like I said, whenever you see that happening, you know this man is saving somebody's life. So we don't feel any way about it. We're like, go do your thing. It's just amazing that we have someone with his expertise and so many of the his fellow colleagues there at Health City Cayman Islands that every single day they're saving people's lives. I can't tell you the amount of people that I know just personally who have gone there, who've gone to that facility and said, Sandy, if it wasn't for Health City, I wouldn't be alive today. If it wasn't for Health City, my mom, my dad, my sister wouldn't be alive. There was another case, of course, we're not going to call any names, but there was another case recently where the person went in for a procedure, didn't realize their health was kind of tethering and not being the best. And they started to have kidney failure, and Health City did their best and brought them back. And now they're out of the hospital, heading back home, having, a successful procedure that if they didn't have the proper medical care afterwards that said, wait a minute, what's going on with you? These numbers are not right. The way you're responding post-surgery isn't right. They may not be here with us today. And that would be another Caymanian family in mourning. So of course we know that the medical professionals can only do so much. Sometimes they do their best and things still happen, but knowing that they are doing their best and they're extremely qualified, I think is what makes a huge difference. So let's go ahead and welcome them into the studio. We've got Mr. Shamari Scott. Love to see him. Good morning, Shamari. How are you?
Good morning, Sandy. A little bit under the weather, so a week out and I got sick, but I'm here.
Oh, man.
And if I sound nasally, that's why. But good morning,
Yes.
Cayman Islands, and it's an exciting day. And even though, it's June, our anniversary is actually in April. April
Oh
2nd.
gosh, look at me.
But April 2nd. But obviously we had so many new things happening that we were needing to get the word out in regards to all of the different phases of our
Okay.
Day hospital that
I got
we
you.
extended until now, when we
Yes,
had a
the
little bit of a
celebration.
lull to be able to talk about all the great things that would have occurred over the last 11 years. 11-year anniversary, and that's why we have 11 giveaways to give away today. So 5
Wow.
executive health checks and 6 gift goodie bags.
Mm-hmm.
So, listen
Fantastic.
up, and hopefully people are listening throughout, our series of Medical Mondays, remember Medical Mondays, Tuesday Medical Rundown, throughout the year,
Mhm.
so that they can answer some of these questions and get some of these goodies or executive health checks.
Yes. Well, you guys have come a long way, as they say. You started out with a bang, and you certainly have not slowed down. So let's go ahead and welcome Dr. Benoit in the studio with us as well. Good morning, Dr. Benoit. How are you?
I'm very good. Good morning, Sandra. I'm very good.
Yes.
Thank you.
So nice to see
Good.
you.
Yeah, same thing here.
And I saw you the other day. I went to see my favorite doctor at the moment because, he's helping me hopefully get to the point where I'm pain free. But Dr. Naranjan, one of the orthopedic team members, and is he the lead orthopedic person there?
Yeah, yes.
Yes. He is so knowledgeable. I was telling people yesterday, I think it was, that one of the things that I really, really enjoy about him is that he takes his time and he explains things so well. He always just pulls out that diagram of my knee and he's like, let me show you what's going on here. Here's what the x-ray said. I was supposed to do an MRI today, but still waiting on insurance. So we haven't gotten that confirmed yet. So I think they pushed me back until Monday, or I think it's Friday actually. But anyway, I must say that I'm actually feeling a little bit better today. Yesterday wasn't too bad, and it's feeling better today. So I'm really, really hopeful that maybe it's not as bad as I was kind of thinking. So fingers crossed. We'll see how it goes. But congratulations on your anniversary, 11 years. Does it feel like 11 years, Dr. Benoit? I know time flies.
No, it's not at all. Actually, this it started just recently, like that. What, Shomari? You remember our the old days?
Oh, definitely, definitely. But the interesting thing is, Sandra, I'll always remember because when we started Health City, it was in partnership with Ascension Health, which is also one of the largest healthcare infrastructures
Mm-hmm.
in the U.S. Right, Catholic based, and as you know, Catholics have churches and schools, right? Uh,
Mm-hmm.
and I recall a gentleman, Scott Lambert, that Dr. Benoit would remember him as well. He was one of the gentlemen that the reason they actually came in to be half of the partnership at the start was actually to learn from Nariana and by extension now Health City in regard to how we were going to be able to offer the highest quality of surgeries, which we're known for, but reduce the cost, which is Dr. Shetty's vision. And
Mm-hmm.
he was actually there just to audit and understand, so to take the learnings back to the healthcare network that they had within the US. And I remember at the very beginning walking through the halls, and Dr. Benoit would have been there, and we may have had like one or two persons walking, very quiet. And Scott said, enjoy this. And I was like, what do you mean? Because obviously everybody's nervous. We have a lot of work to do. We need to get patients in here. And he said,
Mm-hmm.
enjoy this because as soon as it takes off, based on the quality that you have, based on the positions that you have, once it takes off, you'll never have another quiet moment in this hospital again. And sure
Mm-hmm.
enough, 11 years later, we try and keep it, very calm and as you would know, Zen, like when you go to the Kamana Bay campus as well as in East End, but we've never ever gotten to the level where we were at the beginning. And it's only been growing from strength to strength, 11 years in. Um,
Mm-hmm.
Dr. Benoit said it seems like yesterday that, we were actually opening, and you were there, Sandy, when we had the
Yes.
huge inauguration of the hospital. Like I can't even recall. Like over 2,000 people would have been there. It was kind of like a concert, and to see where we are today, and what Dr. Debbie Shetty, who is our founder, and a lot of people, we forget that he was actually Mother Teresa's physician, right? She seeked him out because of what he was doing from a charitable perspective to help young kids in need to gain access to surgery. And his
Mm-hmm.
is a solution isn't a solution unless it's affordable. And
Yeah.
it's so true. And he talks about 100 years after the first heart surgery, only 20% of the world's population can either afford to
Mm-hmm.
get those types of surgeries or can gain access. And his goal was to show that with the right methodologies, with the right physicians, the right facility, and the right vision, you can actually have the highest quality of outcomes and surgeries, but
Mm-hmm.
the cost, a fraction of the cost, where people would be able to afford it. And we have so many different stories of, baby from Guatemala that the parents had enough wealth, but to hold a bed was $500,000 in the U.S. And they
Mm-hmm.
didn't have $500,000, and their insurance didn't cover that much. But
Pretty
to come
wild.
with the air ambulance and with Dr. Benoit and the team's help, it was only going to cost them 55,000. They could afford the 55,000 with the air ambulance, which Health City doesn't have benefit of from a financial perspective, and they were able to save their son's life, whereas the 500,000 they couldn't afford to get in the U.S. And that's just one story of thousands where Health City over 11 years would have made a difference. Obviously, a lot locally as well, but
Mm-hmm.
international perspective as well. And Dr. Benoit and team has been there from day one. Dr. Benoit, when we originally started, would have just been in the cardiac suite, as we would call it. But over
Mm-hmm.
time, we realized that Dr. Benoit needed to be the individual that was leading the organization. And he's definitely stepped up to the plate, and we've we've gone from strength to the strength, and 11 years later, here we are as one of the, if not the top, medical facility within the Caribbean.
Now, we got some complaints about your mic, so I don't know if you can make any adjustments to it. People are saying that they're coming in muffled, that they're having a little bit of a difficult time hearing you. So I'm not sure. They said something's covering your mic. I don't know if it's that fancy beard that continues to extend, but move it a little bit. Yeah, I was wondering if maybe you put it up a little bit. All right, try saying something for me now. Let's see how that sounds.
You're on mute, Shumari.
Yeah, just unmute yourself. Yeah.
Test,
Yes.
test, 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, you're coming in really low today. So
Let me
yeah.
Let me bump it.
Okay. Is this a new mic that you're using, by the way?
No.
Oh. Yeah. I think it's maybe a combination of, if you're not really feeling well, the sniffles, the sinus, and
can you hear me now?
yeah, the room that you're in too makes a difference.
Okay.
So I think you might be in a bigger space, and you know, all these things matter. I always tell people to get good audio is so much more challenging than they realize. Yeah. Anyway, we'll talk about those things later on, but let's see if there's any sort of improvement there. All right. So Shamari giving us some background really on the early days at Health City, and what motivated people to be part of the team. Because I'm sure, Dr. Benoit, even from your perspective, I don't know how difficult it was to convince people. You've got seasoned professionals all the way in India and somewhere in the UK and all over the world, that you're saying, hey, come and join us on this journey. Come to the Cayman Islands. And they must have been like, we're not too sure about this. Tell us, what was the response when you started, or even when you were asked to come and you started talking to some of your colleagues? What did they think when you mentioned the Cayman Islands? Did most of them even hear of the Cayman Islands before?
No, I was never been here, never heard about Cayman Islands at that point of time. And I was actually doing reasonably well in India, settled. And when Dr. Shetty told, my first reaction was, no, I will not go anywhere else, because I was in Australia. So I thought I will go back to my home country and serve people country. So I will not go to any other foreign country. That's what myself and my wife decided at that point of time, and settled in Bangalore, one of the cities in India. That is the time when Dr. Shetty told about this project, and to go, I told, no way, I will go to any other place. But then he told, at least you go settle that place for 2 years. I told, okay, 2 years, it's okay. I'll settle the department and the hospital there and come back. So now that 2 years become multiples of 2 years, and now 11 years still here. No regrets, Sandra, now looking back. I'm very satisfied, not only as a cardiac surgeon, but as a leading the organization. Very happy, but still a lot of dreams, especially if you ask me what I wanted to see is the people around the island, all the Caribbean islands or the Latin American countries, and at one point of time, I'm sure from the United States also. I want to see those days when people are looking for the advanced care, better quality, and affordable price, and coming to the Cayman Islands. So I'm waiting for that day. You can ask Shamari now how many patients from international the medical tourism are here right now on the island.
Definitely.
We are reaching, but Shamari, you can tell about this. Is my it's coming close, my dream. So
so we currently, Sandy, just to let you know, we currently have 50 patients on island just for surgery. 50 specific patients from all over the Caribbean and different countries that are here specifically for surgery. And now that you can hear me, just some of the key points from before. 11 years, first started Scott Lambert, who was part of Ascension, and Ascension is the Catholic-based non-for-profit largest healthcare conglomerate within the U.S. And they were part of our partnership to learn from NH and Health City in regard to how we're able to give the best quality of outcomes, which we're known for, but at a fraction of the cost that it would cost in the US. So they came, they learned, they understood, and then they went back to implement within the US as well. And you know, obviously, you need to have the best medical equipment, which we do. Obviously, you need to have the best protocols and processes and procurement, etc. But some of the most important components are the individuals. And it's not just the Dr. Benoist, it's the entire team, right? It's the nurses, it's the anesthesia, it's the entire team that comes together, as well as the group of doctors that work together to make sure that patients get the best outcomes. And that's also a part of Dr. Shetty's vision, and why Dr. Benoist first started in the cardiac suite and then, you know, transitioned. So he's still in the cardiac suite, but transitioned into being the leader for Health City. He believes that when you have doctors leading actual facilities, then the patient is always at the center, regardless. It never becomes about the revenue, but you need the revenue in order to afford the best equipment, get the best surgeons and such. But it's always about patient outcomes, and that comes first, and then everything else falls in line. And that's why we're benefiting from that type of an organization. And also to mention, we've reached close to 2,000 children in need that we would have helped with life-saving surgeries from across the world. And that was part of Dr. Shetty's vision as well. A solution isn't a solution unless it's affordable, is what he says. And that's why we're looking towards, even though 100 years after the first heart surgery, only 20% of the world's population can either afford it or can gain access to it. And that's why Health City was supposed to be proof of concept, that in a more or less, it worked out that way, a high cost jurisdiction in regards to doing business. And I mean, obviously, high standard of living comes along with that as well. How would we be able to, so a country that's akin to New York City when it comes to the expense, how are we going to be able to provide the services at a fraction of the cost? And that's what we've shown after, you know, the first few years, but even more so now after 11 years, our prices haven't gone up, and we're to stay the same, and we reduce for people all the time. And we're able to do that with the highest quality of outcomes, which when you see our quality of outcomes, you know, physicians, hospital networks from across the world marvel at what we're able to do, and the US included as well. So I only try and give a recap as to what I would have said before when my mic was muffled. But we're excited to be here, and we are helping patients every day. And part of that access, why Mother Teresa, as I mentioned, which was Dr. Shetty's friend and also became her physician, she seeked him out because of the care he was giving to the needy. And I know when Health City first started, the fact that we were going to be able to reduce costs to, you know, a quarter, if not less than the cost in, for instance, in the US. You know, people were questioning, oh, well, then that means the quality isn't going to be good. Oh, yes, you know, it's going to be a hospital that's just charity. And as you can see from our hospital, our service, as well as Commander Bay location as well, it's about obviously giving the best quality service, as well as the best surgeries, best outcomes. And part of the miracle that we are projecting is the cost. And that's why Netflix, I'll put it out there, it came out during COVID, so some people may have missed it. It's a documentary series. I think it was BBC in conjunction with Netflix. It's called The Surgeon's Cut. There were 4 medical savants globally, just four that they chose to cover. And Dr. Shetty was the surgeon from a cardiac perspective that they chose to cover. And it's the episode 4, I think it's called From the Heart. Surgeon's Cut on Netflix, and it shows the story of who he is, as well as a connection with Mother Teresa, his vision, and where he is going. And he's world renowned, as well as obviously Health City now stands on its own. And we've had articles in Forbes as well as USA Today. Harvard, within their business course, actually uses Health City as a test case to show how you can have low cost medical facilities that are producing some of the highest levels of medical outcomes. So Harvard actually has Health City in Cayman as a test study. And that's a testament to everyone who has been a part of Health City from day one until where we are today. And I know Dr. Benoit was only expecting to be here for 2 years. But at the end of the day, when Dr. Shetty speaks to you, if you're part of his network and explains his vision, at some level you get it and you want to be a part of it. And I know Dr. Benoit may have been a little bit nervous when he first came, but over time he's seen that Dr. Shetty's vision is coming to fruition. And we need people like him here in order to bring it fully to fruition. And I remember even Dr. Benoit talking about, in India, you save so many lives as well, but you don't necessarily see those people when you go to the grocery store. But here, the lives you touch and save, you see the young man you saved 5 years ago with the baby in his arms today at the grocery store. And you get to see the continuation of life of what your hands actually was able to do as well. So I know Dr. Benoit may not say that on here, but he said it to me many times, that's one of the differences, right? That in India, yes, you're doing 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 surgeries a day, which is also great. But here you can do 1 and 2 surgeries a day and see the actual impacts in years and over months with the people that you would have touched coming up and speaking to you after the fact.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, it's that part I totally get. And that's absolutely amazing that because we live in such a small community, you're likely to cross paths with these people and their family members. And I can tell you that there are just so many people who have been incredibly grateful. When Health City, you're right. I was actually at the grand opening. My sister-in-law, who happens to have been at the time a ICU nurse in Jamaica, I was telling her about this facility and I said, oh, you got to come and visit. And, there's a lot of excitement around what this means in the medical profession. So she said, okay. And she came and she was very, very impressed with the walk through the facility and what she saw. And even some of the early things that you guys were talking about, how you're going to be utilizing technology to introduce cost savings here in the Cayman Islands. I mean, it was like shocking how much I remember during the initial speech. There was just simple things that if you source them in a different way and you were able to bring them in, you could just save like a lot of money, not just money, but time, which is critical when you're dealing with patients who are, absolutely of the essence. So time is of the essence in saving their lives. And she was very impressed. I said, well, girl, maybe you can come and work here one day. Who knows? But, she's since moved on to the US, but it was just an amazing experience. And there was a lot of excitement around what was going to happen. And as well as the excitement, let's be very, very honest, there were a lot of people who were naysayers. There were a lot of people like, oh, they're coming to take our jobs and this and that. And, they were afraid because people are afraid of change. That's part of life, I suppose. But what I found most interesting about that is the fact that some of the naysayers in the early days, I know you guys would never speak to this, and hence why I'm going to speak the cold hard truth. Some of the naysayers in the early days who were even questioning the credentials, Shamari, I remember, of your staff, have now poached your staff. They now want your staff. They're like, we'll take that one and we'll take that one. And, they don't care how they got their certification because time has proven, quite frankly, the skill set of the surgeons and the support staff. So I want to say, even on that front, congratulations, because I think that says a lot when your staff are of such a quality that everybody wants them and they're willing to pay them a lot of money to have them come on board, whether it's the HSA or other private institutions. We've seen that happen with some some HCCI staff members. And you know what? It adds to the overall expertise that is available on the island. But I just want to remind people that, they came here with Health City, and there were some of those same institutions. This is me giving them the side eye, and some of those same individuals who were questioning the credentials of these people. And then once they started to show what they were offering, the outcomes, as Shamari talks about, because listen, at the end of the day, it all comes down to looking at, the results. And once they started to see how many lives were being saved and, the amazing job that Health City was doing, then, it became a no-brainer. So we've got some testimonials here this morning I'm going to share. So this person says, good morning, Sandy. Sorry I missed her show. That was Sabrina's show yesterday. So yes, you can definitely watch it again. She said, I had surgery on Thursday at Health City, and I had to go back for my checkup yesterday evening. Shetty is the best. Thank God for him. They saved my arm. God is good. The doctor and nurses were amazing. They even played music while I was in surgery. They are awesome. My doctor was Dr. Is it Devendra?
Yes.
Yes. Awesome surgeon. So a testimonial there. We've got somebody on Instagram providing a testimonial as well. Jean says, I had heart surgery performed by Dr. Benoit 9 years ago at Health City. So congratulations, Jean. So look at that. Again, another person whose life has been saved, I'm sure, and changed, as a result.
Sandy, just to mention, because the misnomers were out there in regard to our doctors being, their qualifications and such, and it was really a translation issue, in that the physicians we were bringing in had more specialist training than the majority of physicians in that field. And because we were bringing in physicians for procedures and surgeries that weren't on island, at times they weren't necessarily asking the questions that would lead people to understand that not only were our physicians accredited, and not only did they go to some of the top schools, but they also put in many, many, many years from a specialist perspective. That even when there was a court case, the registrar said, yeah, we don't license Health City doctors any differently than any other physician on island. It's just that the way the institutional registration works is that they're able to work only for Health City. So that was also clarified. And then, but outside of that, regardless of the qualifications, which met and exceeded what was there, the quality of outcomes is what matters, right? Every country, regardless if you're board certified or not, has great doctors, mediocre doctors, and not so good doctors. And that's why you have to look at the quality of outcomes in order to decide, which physician and or which hospital you would want to go and have procedures with, regardless where it's at, in the Cayman Islands or outside of. So as Dr. Benoit always says, and Dr. Druva, we will hold up our quality of outcomes against any facility in the world, against any of our specialities, knowing the quality that we're able to provide to the Cayman Islands, as well as the regional and the community that travels to us from Canada, US, as well as Central America and the Caribbean as well.
Yes, absolutely. So we're going to go through some information here. There have been a lot of milestones throughout the 11 years. And of course, lots of giveaways. So please pay attention, because you don't know what a question is going to be coming your way. And you can win some of those executive health checks or this lovely gift bag. So, hey, absolutely gorgeous. So some giveaways coming. And Shamari, I actually have a little giveaway for you this morning as well.
Okay. For me
I'm going to be surprising you at something. All right. So some major accomplishments throughout the years, 11 years now, Health City has been around. So let's talk about some of the milestones, just even from April of 2024 to March of 2025.
Oh, definitely. And so what I want to first outline is, Dr. Benoit, you can speak about ECMO. Just give a brief example of what ECMO is, and then we can talk about the ECMO transfer and that we actually conducted, which there are not a lot of Caribbean countries that have ECMO. And our ECMO results based on the registry of the ECMO Society. Dr. Benoit, you'll have to give the details. We have some of the best outcomes from ECMO. And then we actually built on top of that and not just administered ECMO locally, but got on an air ambulance to get a patient, more than one, to bring with ECMO to keep them alive and save their lives. So, Dr. Benoit, can you just give a brief overview of ECMO and what it is as well?
Yeah, sure, Shamari, thanks. ECMO is basically a heart-lung machine. It's an extension of heart-lung machine. It will pump blood across the body for all organs, and it will give oxygen. It will remove carbon dioxide. Basically, it replaces the functions of heart and lungs. So if anybody has any problem with the heart, that is like maybe it's a heart attack, or sometimes after viral illness, or sometimes after delivery, their heart can become very weak, and they need to support the heart for maybe a few days. Similarly, somebody with very aggressive pneumonia and their oxygen level is very low. Once the oxygen level is low for a few hours, the other organs in the body will get affected, like kidney, liver, brain, all can get affected and they can die. So any of these situations, we can institute this machine ECMO. We need to put two tubes inside the heart, one to take away blood from the right side of the heart. It goes through the machine, it comes back with the fully oxygenated blood and pump into the body. So that's all basically in very simple way. That's the only function this machine is doing. So we have nearly 100 patients we have treated with ECMO over the past 11 years. We started from the beginning, but our first patient we got in 2015. So we were doing even for pediatrics, adults, and even some outside the box case also, because one of this very famous coaches on the island, he had a very bad accident while he was walking his dogs, and multiple injuries in the abdomen and multiple fractures of the body, and his blood pressure was not able to sustain, and he was referred to here because at the last moment, in the sense not able to sustain his blood pressure. It was in 50s, 60s. So he reached here, and we first thing is, okay, somehow he has to be alive before we think about how to treat. So we put him on this ECMO, and then the treatment of these injuries in the abdomen and the fractures were fixed. And after a month time, actually, he went home, and then by that the whole treatment for his pelvic fractures, the multiple bone fractures, now he is back to normal. So these are some of these examples. So from where we started within this island, now we are getting calls from other islands when somebody is a very bad pneumonia, and they are not able to sustain this oxygen level, blood pressure is dropping, kidney stopped functioning, where the liver is started affected. So now we are going to other islands, putting the ECMO there and bringing the patients back to Health City here on our island, and then getting better, and then going back home. So this is the most advanced technology, in the sense even somebody, I always tell, we can discuss about what is the problem or later, but first they should be alive. So first put them on this machine, then we can discuss, investigate with CT scan or MRI, whatever other systems or investigations to be done. At least they will be alive. We can send them home. So we are Health City is the only center accredited by ELSO. ELSO is a extra corporeal life support organization based in the United States. They will scrutinize your every case. What we are doing, we have to submit to them. They will scrutinize the outcome, if there is any complication, how many blood we transfused, everything. So our organization is the only one in the Caribbean, the ELSO recognized ECMO center. And this is for the last 10 years we are a member of ELSO. And our results are maybe better than some of the best centers in the ELSO registry, because in the United States, so all these hospitals with ECMO facility, they are supposed to register with ELSO. So it's everybody can see that. Actually, it's not that we are telling, okay, our results are something fantastic. It's not like that. It's this ELSO. If you go to the ELSO registry, you can see which facility is doing what, how many numbers, and what are the results, how many patients are getting out of ECMO within the hospital, how many patients are being discharged after treatment with ECMO. So all those things you can see that. So we are very, very happy. We have a very good team. So it's not only me, it's the anesthesiologist, Dr. Dhruva is actively taking part, my colleague surgeon, Dr. Sridhar, and most importantly, the nurses, because 24 hours they are with these patients. See, these patients are very prone for complications like infection, or the blood can clot, because this blood is coming out of the body through these multiple tubings and going back. So it can get clotted, or these patients will be on very high dose of blood thinners. So that can sometimes cause bleeding inside the body, including brain. So it's a very challenge. So our nurses are very good, and they are very capable. And it's a lot like the doctors, nurses, therapists, dietitians. It's a huge team is involved. The very labor intensive, and sometimes multiple times. Once you put a patient on ECMO, you cannot say that I put on ECMO and I will go home and sleep well. No, because anytime you have to take back to operating room, sometimes for fixing the bleeding, sometimes the cannula is not placed appropriately, it is displaced. So a continuous vigil, entire team should be ready to intervene at any time of the day or night. So when you have a team of this group ready to come to the hospital at any time of the day, then we will get these kinds of very good results. So that's what we have now. We have three ECMO machines. One is transport ECMO, that is just 10 kilograms. So that's the one we take when we go across to the other islands or countries. And we have two specialist scientists, actually we should say, that perfusions, who are looking after the flow and all the other aspects of functioning of the machine. So we have a very good team, and we are very successful in our ECMO outcomes when we analyze the complications, survival, and all those things. So why I've taken this much time to explain about this ECMO is it is a very important tool when somebody is in trouble with whether it's a heart attack, heart is failing, or whether the lung is failing, or as a whole patient is deteriorating. We do not know what is happening. So this is a big and a very important tool we can use. Not all patients may come out, but see, currently we are more than 75% of our patients are coming out of ECMO. When I say 75, you'll think, oh, okay, what happened to the 25%? See, these are the patients who are otherwise going to die in a few hours. So that's the difference, actually. So it's not like, okay, if somebody is, we are going for a neurosurgery or a cardiac surgery, their mortality risk is less than 1%, 99%, they are going to go well anyway. So we are talking about a different cohort of patients who are going to die, already multi-organ failure. So from that, you are pulling them out normal life.
Wow. Pretty amazing. Well, one of the other huge milestones during this time is obviously the opening of Health City at Cayman Bay. I have been there now numerous times, and the location is just so convenient. Although technically, if I'm at home, I'm closer to East End. A lot of times I'm not at home. I'm in town running errands, or if I have to take my daughter, she's been to that location several times. School is all the way in town. So it's just such a convenience to be able to get to that location. And I'm really so pleased that every time I go there, I see more and more cars in the parking lot. I see more and more people in the reception area, more and more people utilizing the pharmacy services. And I was just there, like I mentioned to people last week, Thursday, to see Dr. Naranjan. And yeah, I mean, everybody there is busy. I know the maternity ward, the NICU is picking up. So tell us a little bit in brief how things have been going since October.
Shamari?
No. So as you mentioned, we would have opened our doors officially to take patients in October at Health City at Cayman Bay. Mm-hmm. And we would have had phased openings as we came on, and we would have spoken about the fact that we want to ensure that we have the proper throughput. You have a new hospital, you want to make sure everything is functioning. And we now to the point where every specialty is up and running within Health City at Cayman Bay. So we have everything there as well, from the emergency room. We can deal with trauma, heart attacks. We have the entire cardiac team that we can obviously do surgeries there for that, neurosurgeries, orthopedics for your daycare types of patients that you're going to come in, have your surgery, and leave. And as you mentioned, Sandy, we also have the highest level of NICU. So whereas in the Caribbean and even on island, once the baby was at a certain critical level, if you knew that prior to birth or even right after birth, typically they're called $1 million babies, that you're sending babies into the US, and it's at least $1 million. And obviously we're giving, not only from a quality perspective, we can rival those outcomes in the US, but from a cost perspective, it's much less. So we're giving access to a lot of patients locally as well as overseas. So we have our maternity, our NICU, gynecology area, OBGYN. And as you said, Sandy, even though you come into the facility and there may be more people in there, it's still nice and quiet. It gives that Zen type of feel. The lighting is still good. And that's what we want for our Cayman Bay location. And we're also doing some slight renovations in Health City and East End as well. So that, East End, even though persons, when they come to East End from overseas and they see that facility, they're still like, wow, this facility is 11 years old. It looks new. Wow, it's so clean. Wow, everything works here well here. So we still have a certain level of quality at East End, and obviously we've exceeded expectations when it came to the aesthetics of Cayman Bay. But everything is going well. And Sandy, I think now is a good time for us to give away our gift bag. So without further ado, I will ask for question number 1, which is the gift bag with a water bottle inside. If persons can call in and say, who is the founder of Narayana and Health City? Who is the founder of Narayana and Health City?
936-2626 is the telephone number. So who is the founder of Health City? This one is nice and easy. Lavana says no long waiting time either. So she really, really likes that. Irvelin said, is there a rule for how often you can call if you don't know the answer and have already won? Well, there's no... try to give other people a chance. If you've already won, give other people a chance, especially with the executive health checks, because I got to tell you the truth. There's so many people that are always messaging me who want those executive health checks, and they simply can't. I mean, although it's very reasonable, they still can't afford it. They're unemployed. They may have other issues. And so they want that amazing executive health check. But, they're saying, listen, can I get one? Can I win one? Today's your day, honey child. They're coming up. So today's your day. So just pay attention. So I would say if you've already won one of those, especially, don't be greedy. Hold off and give someone else an opportunity. So 936-2626 is the telephone number. And the question again, Shamari, who is the founder of Nariana and Health City? So this is a very easy question. I feel like he's going to be warming up and it's going to get harder and harder with every question. So give us a call. Phone lines are open.
And I'll go ahead and throw in the second question, which is for the executive health check. When did our doors open firstly in East End? So not because when I say when our doors open, they may think Camana Bay. But when did our doors first open in East End for Health City Cayman Islands? So that's the second question, and that's for the executive health check. When did our doors open in East End to take the first patients?
Ooh, all right. Giving away some executive, and tell us a little bit about the executive health checks and what those include.
Dr. Benoit, I don't know if you want to give just a brief overview of executive health check and why it's needed and what it can actually detect.
Yeah, so the executive checkup will comprise a detailed evaluation by a doctor, then a lot of blood tests to understand how the inside this kidney function, liver function, your cholesterol level, your the uric acid, and if you are a man, your prostate, if you are a woman, the pap smear. Then comes your ECG, X-ray, stress test, calcium scoring. It's like I'll tell you the little bit of more into the why we should do this executive checkups. See, almost 55% of the death that is happening all over the world is because of cardiovascular and cancer. 55% of people who are dying. And by doing this executive checkup, you can either prevent, like either heart attack or a stroke. You can prevent because you can find out if there is a plaque building up in your coronary arteries or in the carotids. So you can prevent a heart attack, you can prevent a stroke.
Yes. Sorry, caller, you were kind of over speaking, but go ahead. Are you saying that the phone is having some sort of issue?
Yes, the show phone.
Oh my goodness. All right, let me message somebody at Flow to see what is going on. I should not be having an issue. Come, Miss Stacy.
I would like to win.
Yes, do you have an answer? Which question you're going to number? Can she answer either question?
Yeah, that's fine. Whichever one she would like.
Oh, but look, all of a sudden somebody's calling. Oh, that's on WhatsApp. All right, I'm going to try to get a hold of her. Go ahead, caller. Which question would you?
I think the doors opened in February 2014.
So you see, you have some good information. Technically,
yeah, just a second. He's speaking. Yeah, I don't think you can hear him though. Yes.
Oh, okay.
Go ahead.
It's like, you know what? She actually has some additional information. So
February 2014.
Yeah, just one second. Just one second, caller. He's actually responding to you, but I guess you can't hear him.
Yeah, no problem. So the fact is that we saw our first patient in April of 2014. However, the hospital was actually commissioned in February of 2014. So she actually has some additional information. We'll go ahead and give that to her. So the hospital was commissioned in February 2014, but the actual doors opened and we saw the first patient in April of 2014. But she is technically correct.
All right. So he said that you're technically correct. So he's going to go ahead and give it to you.
Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you. Yes, you can go.
I would actually like to gift it to the next caller.
You're going to gift it to the next caller. Oh, okay. All right. Well, we're trying to sort out our phone lines. I've just messaged Flo. Thank you so much, caller. So she's going to gift it and pass it along. And I think we've got other people who are trying to get through. So if you're calling on the WhatsApp, which is a great backup option, obviously we can only take one WhatsApp call at a time.
Can I answer?
Hi, caller. Actually, you don't even have to answer because the last caller gifted the gift she won to you. So
excellent.
Yes.
Awesome. Thank you.
So you're good. Thank you so much.
Yes. There on Friday anyway.
Oh, fantastic. All right. So I'm gonna send them your information for winner number 1. All right, fantastic. Congrats.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Yes.
Thanks, Health City.
Yes, thank you. That's fantastic. We've got such amazing family here at CMR. So let me just write these down. Otherwise, I know I'm going to surely forget.
Yeah, so that was the executive health check. Yeah.
Yep. So that is, yep. Okay. The executive health check. All right. We still got another prize. So caller, good morning and welcome to the program. So for now, call on the WhatsApp number because that seems to be working, and we'll try to figure out with Flo what's going on. I've messaged them already. Good morning, caller. Sorry. Hold on 1 second. Let me just unplug this and try to plug you back in so I can hear you. Hello?
Hello?
Hi, there you are.
Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Do you have winners already?
Well, we have one for the executive health check, and we still have the first question, which is the founder of Health City and Niriana.
Is it not Dr. Shetty?
Yes, that is correct. Ding, 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 ding. So you have won yourself a lovely gift bag. So congrats. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
I also have a question though.
Sure.
What are the services that are available in East End that are not available at Cayman Bay, if any? I'll hang up and listen.
Okay, thank you so much. So question there is, what are the services that are now available at East End that are not available at Health City Cayman Bay?
So maybe I can take this call. So all the, both the hospitals have almost all the services available in both places, except in the Cayman Bay Hospital, we have maternity unit, that is the obstetrics, and the neonatal care ICU. That we do not have in the East End. Rest everything is same. We have the emergency, we have all the investigation modalities like X-ray 2, CT, MRI, ultrasound, echocardiogram, and operating rooms and everything, ICUs, all are there. Only this maternity and NICU ICU that is only available in the Cayman Bay Hospital.
And the radiotherapy center.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's the reverse. We have two offerings for the most part in Cayman Bay that aren't actually offered due to the physical build out that aren't available in East End.
Okay, so that's great. All right, because obviously they've added the maternity facility. Again, that was part of the custom build for the Cayman Bay, along with the NICU and the radiotherapy center. Okay, good question though. Very, very good question, because there are people who are like, can I call this one to make an appointment? Like, where do I go? And now I know there was a little bit of a glitch with the call center. One thing I also want to say is, listen, nobody's perfect. We all have room for improvement. So there was someone who had called in one day. I think it was the lady with the asthmatic child, where she was told to come in, and there was some mix up with the location. And so Dr. Benoit, and Shamari, as soon as that came through, although everybody here was listening to her going, lady, why are you calling Sandy? Call 911 so an ambulance can come and get your grandson, who sounded like he was having some difficulty breathing. What we then, after sending you guys information, Dr. Benoit investigated it, and he realized that there was a little bit of, a gap in how the staff, especially answering the phone, were referring to the locations. And so you actually have implemented, I believe, some stricter requirements. So perhaps you can tell us a little bit about how you directly address that.
Yeah, Sandy, see, the pediatrics, when it comes, actually, we have the NICU, we have the neonatologist, pediatricians 24/7 in the Cayman Bay. But even some kids comes to East End, we have all the facilities to treat them when they come, what is to investigate or to treat immediately. And then if that needs a specialist care, then definitely we will have to move to the Cayman Bay. But there is the primary care is available in East End, as well as, I mean, in Kamana Bay, there is everything is there for this NICU or pediatricians, ICU, everything. But the primary care, we have very, I heard from at that time from your perspective or the parents' perspective, so that we have taken care. So if a child comes to Eastern facility, they will be taken care here. And if needs to be moved to Kamana Bay, that also will be taken care. Otherwise, we will treat and discharge from here.
All right, fantastic. Another testimonial says they actually saved my life twice in 2020. I had an aneurysm. Thanks to Dr. Yin, she immediately sent me to Health City and they worked swiftly. They are amazing. Thank you, Health City, for your amazing work and care. So absolutely wonderful. Richard?
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, I was going to say Richard is joining us all the way from Somerford, Wiltshire, England today. Great Somerford. Right. So yeah, very nice. He's been vacationing and posting all of his amazing vacations, Scotland and the UK. So Richard, you're having a fabulous time and I'm living vicariously through you.
And so I was just mentioning that hearing that reminded me that I was doing my shopping in order to prepare lunches for the boys and the stuff last week. And I ran into she's a friend now, but when growing up, she was the baby sister of a friend. And she was telling me how, she can never say enough great things about Health City, because not only did we save her father's life, it would have been a year and a half ago, we saved her mother's life recently. And obviously when patients come, I don't know, right? And unless the individual family member tells me, right? And she's like, you didn't know mommy was there for like 2 months, and my goodness, you guys are unbelievable. And so even though, obviously Dr. Benoit and other physicians hear directly from patients, that was part of the reason I joined as well. I knew that, being in tourism, you may think you're saving lives because people come and they may be stressed out and then have a beautiful vacation and are rejuvenated from a mental health perspective. But I knew that I really couldn't be a part of being that close to people saving lives and understanding what Health City was going to do. That's why I took that leap, and hearing stories like that and understanding that outside of everything else, hearing someone say that if you weren't here, I don't think I would have had mommy and daddy, and they're going to be with me, I know, for a longer time. Thank you, Health City. That's why I continue to stay, knowing that we still have more work to do. But definitely that rings near and dear to my heart as well. Sandy, I don't know if you want to play the video now or if you want me to ask the other two questions.
Put the other question out so people can listen and think about it, and then we'll play the video while they're contemplating. And Monique also says, big up to Dr. Benoit and his cardio team. I respect you and your team for what you did for my son. So very nice.
All right, so this one is for one of the gift bags. This one's easy enough. What type of physician is Dr. Benoit?
What type of physician is Dr. Benoit? Yes. 9362626. Call us on WhatsApp. And the question is, what type of physician is Dr. Benoit? So I'm going to give you guys a few minutes. Let me play the video, and then you can have a think about it. Google fingers.
24. Health City Cayman Islands continued to redefine what's possible. From new technologies to expanded care, our impact reached further than ever before. We achieved significant milestones, including our team going overseas to retrieve an ECMO patient by air ambulance, the official opening of Health City at Kamana Bay, launching robotic-assisted joint replacements with the introduction of the Cori robot, purchasing shares in Doctors Hospital Health Systems Limited in the Bahamas to extend the reach of our care, and welcoming the first Health City babies. Since inception, we have provided care for hundreds of thousands of patients across multiple touchpoints, with nearly 287,000 outpatients, over 20,000 inpatients, 22,000 plus emergencies treated, and over 1,900 sleep studies conducted. Our experienced surgeons have performed routine and complex procedures with consistently excellent results. We've performed 3,210 orthopedic surgeries, and 1,659 cardiac surgeries, just over 1,000 neurosurgeries, and nearly 6,000 gastroenterology procedures. With our state-of-the-art cath lab, we have performed advanced interventions in adult cardiology, pediatrics, cardiac surgery, interventional neurology, intensive radiology, nephrology, and gastroenterology. We are proud to have launched Health City Cares, our official corporate social responsibility arm. Through this initiative, our team engaged in impactful outreach activities. We sponsored community programs and inspired the next generation of healthcare professionals, with our Healthcare Explorers program reaching 64,000 student encounters. We're excited to celebrate 11 years of healing lives and breaking barriers. Our mission to deliver world-class accessible healthcare continues.
All right. Fantastic. Fantastic, folks. So listen, the question, Shamari, repeat it one more time just in case. And call us. We're having some issues with the phone line, trying to get that sorted. But you can call on WhatsApp 936-2626. The WhatsApp seems to be working just fine. And the question again, we got Dr. Benoit sitting here in the studio with us. There are two Dr. Benoits. We're talking about the one that's here with us. And the question Shamari asked was, what sort of physician is Dr. Benoit? This one should be really, really super easy. Give us a call if you'd like one of these amazing gift bags. Now, one of the things mentioned in that video, Shamari, I wonder if you could touch on, is your acquisition of another facility in the Bahamas. So talk a little bit about that, because that's pretty cool.
Yeah, so it was buying, not acquisition per se, and that would give people the impression that we like took over another hospital. But we actually purchased shares in a hospital in the Bahamas. And the reason we did that, it's the #1 private facility in the Bahamas. But as we are there, as we're doing more work, as we're seeing more patients, it was really to show that we have some commitment in the Bahamas, and we're not only just taking patients from the Bahamas, which we have quite a few with us even right now, but we're also looking to see how we can work with the local healthcare infrastructure in the Bahamas to also help them to elevate different areas where they may have need. So we're always looking to see how we can help our brothers and sisters throughout the Caribbean, and this was one way to show goodwill and to try and also help elevate the level of healthcare in the Bahamas. And then obviously there are always going to be areas that they can't cover that we actually do cover here, Health City, Cayman Islands, to get patients to come over here as well.
All right. So Flo is looking at it for me. They said the accounts is in good standing, so they don't know why it's saying out of service. I don't know either, but hopefully they can sort that out for me, and we can get that going. All right. So the question, I think somebody's calling me. I don't know if they're calling from. All right, this is calling my private number. Good morning, caller. Are you trying to win the prize? Oh, you can't. Yeah, there's some issue with the phone line. All right. Well, Miss Shalma, I'll take your answer over speakerphone. Go ahead.
He's a cardiologist.
Yes, that sounds about right to me. Shamari?
And Dr. Benita is an oncologist or whatever, but I know that by heart.
Yeah.
So she because she gave the extra response that Dr. Vanitha is the oncologist, we'll give it to her. Dr. Benoit is a cardiac surgeon, not actually cardiologist.
Cardiac surgeon.
They're two
There
different.
is a difference.
Yes. But because she gave the extra, Dr. Benoit, who is an oncologist, she knows her stuff. So we'll definitely go ahead and give her that.
And tell us what is the difference between Dr. Benoit, a cardiologist, and a cardiac surgeon?
Yeah. So Dr. Benoit is a cardiac surgeon, and then a cardiologist is like Dr. Ravi. Like people know Dr. Ravi.
Oh, so tell us the difference. Yes.
Go ahead, Dr. Benoit. Dr. Benoit?
Yeah, cardiac surgeons usually do the surgeries on the heart and blood vessels. Cardiologists are physicians. They make the diagnosis and they perform these angiograms, angioplasties, and the pacemakers and all those things. So basically, when it comes to surgery, it's a cardiac surgeon. When it comes to non-surgery, it is a cardiologist. Basically, physicians and surgeons.
Yeah, and the interventional cardiologist also put stents in the heart. So I think that's sometimes where the confusion may rest. That if the blockage isn't impactful enough, then you can actually go through a guided wire, put a stent in the heart to open up the blockage. But when it's so bad that that stent can't go in, or you have multiple blockages, then you'll need a Dr. Benoit to open you up and go in and actually have the bypass surgery as well. So that's the main difference between the two.
Okay. All right. Very good. These are technical things, but there we go. Good morning, caller.
Hi.
Hi. We're waiting on the next question. So we just got a winner for that one. So do you want to hold on and hear the next question, or you want to?
Sure.
Okay. All right. Shamari, next question.
Yep. What is ECMO?
What is ECMO?
Brief description
Just
of
a
what
brief
ECMO
description of
ECMO
what it is.
is a heart and lungs machine that used to pump blood to the body. I think. Yes.
All right. Heart and lung machine that pumps blood to the body. Good enough answer?
Dr. Manoy, you're the ECMO expert?
It's a very good. I surprised actually. She could tell that. I was about to tell Shamari, this is a tough question. Why did you ask that? But I'm surprised.
She got it.
She got it. So that's the health check. That's the
all right. That's an executive health check. Fantastic.
Thank you.
Awesome. Awesome.
You're
all right.
welcome.
Yes. Caller, are you going to wait for the next question? We just had a winner. So do you want to wait for the next question to be asked?
No.
Sorry? I can't quite hear you. You'll wait for the next question on the line, or you want to call back?
Yes.
Oh, yes.
I'll
Okay.
call back.
All right, dear. No problem. All right, Shamari. Yes, that was a very, they're paying attention, straight A students. All right. So who else? What's the next question, Shamari?
Am I back?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Next question is, when was Health City at Camana Bay opened?
Pretty easy. If you were listening, when was Health City at Camana Bay opened? So far I've got a count of, I'm keeping track of all the winners. And we're a real family, because so far I know all the winners. I'm putting their numbers in here. So I'm getting them all sorted out. All right, caller, good morning. When was the Camana Bay location opened?
Was it October last year?
October last year, Shamari.
That is correct.
That is correct. Congrats. She's like, oh, I finally
won. That's the Health City bag.
That is a Health City bag. Congratulations, caller.
Thank you.
Can I get a first name for you? I'm putting it on my list here.
Actually, you know what, Miss Annie?
Yes.
I'm gonna give it away.
Okay.
Only because I am trying to actually win one of the executive health checks.
Oh, okay.
So I'm gonna keep trying.
All right.
And I would like to give this gift to the next caller.
The next caller. All right.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
Well,
hold on.
The next question is, name 3 specialties that we have at Health City at Camana Bay.
So he's going to give you a chance to win that.
This is the executive health check.
Yes.
So 3 specialties that we have at Health City at Camana Bay.
At Health City Camana Bay.
Would that be like maybe like pediatrics?
Correct.
That's one.
Cardiac.
That's 2. Yeah.
And maybe orthopedics.
That's ding, 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 ding.
Oh,
That's the executive health check.
Okay, so you just got your executive health check.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much.
Yes. All right, let me get your first name.
Okay, it's Monique.
Okay, very good. And I've got your number here that I'm going to pass along to them for the executive health check. Thank you so much, and congrats.
Thank you.
All right, my dear. Yeah, she got what she wanted. Beautiful. All right. We're going to move on to the next one.
Let's go through some more of the information, and then I'll give the next two right after we discuss. Dr. Benoit, can you discuss the introduction of the Corey robot for joint replacements? Did we do that already? I went offline, so I don't know if we hit that point already.
Yeah, no, we haven't.
Oh, okay.
So these joint replacements, especially hip and knee joints, are usually done by the orthopedicians. They go through the CT scans, X-rays, and their symptoms, all those things. Then they will perform usually with their hands, looking at how to do, what implants to be used, how to be done, all those things. But now with this robot, that will make that precision. It's not like that if you do not have robot, it is bad. It is not like that. But the precision of the surgery is definitely much better. So the advantages are there. One is their stay within the hospital is less. The surgical time is less. The precision is better. If at all they need blood transfusion, that is very less. Pain is significantly better. And the functional outcome, when I say functional outcome, see consider if it is a knee replacement, the range of movements of the knee joint is much better than when you use with this robotic assisted replacement. So it is definitely making a huge difference for the patient when it comes to the pain, to the hospital stay, to the range of movements and outcome, and comes with no additional cost. So for the patient, there is no additional cost at all.
So far I've got a count. Okay, so we have a next question. Thank you so much.
So next question, which will be for a bag. I recall, let me make sure, which will be for a bag, is can you name 3 countries from which Health City gets patients for medical tourism from? 3 countries.
Right. 3 countries that Health City, Cayman Islands get medical tourism from. Caller?
Morning.
Hi. Good morning.
Is the question for Cayman Bay, when Cayman Bay open, gone already?
Yes, it is.
Oh.
Yes. All right. So the next question that we're on now is name 3 countries. So 3 countries that they get medical tourists from. And this should be pretty easy because some of them have been on the program as guests already. So 936-2626, try WhatsApp. So someone at Flow said that they called it and it rang like 4 times and then dropped. Did you hear it ringing on your end? No. No calls on my end that I can see other than WhatsApp calls today. So it looks like they're trying to figure out what's going on. Thanks, Flo, for getting on it. Good morning, Miss Barbara G. So 3 questions. This is a pretty easy one. Miss Rhonda Terry says, very true. You're in and out in no time. Miss Winona Hyde joining us from the Bay Islands there in Honduras. So good to see you this morning. Veronica Williams, good morning to you. So come on through, good folks. 936-2626. Somebody wants to know if they can call again. You want already. Airplane mode is on. My bad. Oh, yeah. That's what it is. Sorry. I traveled this weekend and didn't turn airplane mode back on. Lord have mercy. Yes. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. That was totally my fault. Sorry. Yes. Hi, caller.
Good morning.
How are you?
The U.S.
The U.S.? Okay.
The U.S. is one, Honduras, and Nicaragua.
Okay, the U.S., Honduras, and Nicaragua.
She is correct. She is correct. I should have asked for 6. She knows all of the countries. That's great.
Yeah, those are a bit.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, Sandy.
Yes, ma'am.
I want that to go. I don't know what it is, but I want it to go to my daughter.
Okay, will you WhatsApp me her information?
Okay, I will.
All right, darling.
And thank you all for Health City.
Yes,
thank you.
Definitely. Thank you, Miss Lucille. So she's going to
okay, bye-bye. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. She's one of our listeners that's overseas. So my fault about the phone lines. I apologize. It was still in airplane mode. Lord have mercy. Forgot to take it off of airplane mode. So no telling how many calls I've been missing since yesterday. All right. Good morning, caller. Welcome to the program.
Good morning.
Yes. Yes. Ray, it's working. My apologies. I did have it in airplane mode, as you said.
Lord of mercy. Okay, there you go.
Thank you, Flo. Thank you for thinking of that. I appreciate a quick resolution.
Okay, no worries.
All right, my dear.
Sandy, that reminds me of when days long gone by when I was at tourism, and sometimes a staff member would complain to IT that their computer wasn't working. And the first question always from Shane Mascal or Corvin, who used to work IT help desk, was, "Is your computer turned on?"
Oh my God.
And 70% of the times, either they forgot they turned the computer off and it wasn't just in sleep mode, or I guess the cleaners turned the computer off. One of the two. So you have that moment right now. Marlon must be laughing.
Oh my goodness. Embarrassing. All right. We're number 7 according to my count. How about you? You number 7?
Yes, number 7. No, that was a bag. Dr. Benoit, did you mention when we had our first babies delivered at Health City in Kamana Bay? What month?
Yeah, it was in the month of March.
I don't know if we discussed that as well. So, and how many deliveries have we had thus far, Dr. Benoit? Quite a few, I remember.
24 or 25 so far.
So we have 25 Health City babies, and we started delivering in March.
That's fantastic. We got another caller. Good morning, caller. Uh-oh. I can't hear. Hello? I can't hear. Did they hang up? I don't know. Good morning, caller.
Good morning.
Hi.
I would like to answer a question.
Well, we don't have a question yet. So, Shamari, you going to throw out a question?
All right. Since she's called in, I will ask. This one would be, you have to have been listening. Can you give us some of the advantages of using the Corey robot?
Some of the advantages of using the Corey robot.
For joint replacements.
For joint replacements.
No, I didn't get that part.
All right. Wasn't paying that close attention. Some of the advantages of using the Corey robot for joint replacement. Think of the advantages of technology when it comes to any device, but the robot definitely. Honey chill. I know the answer. How many advantages do you need though?
I mean, 1 or 2. This one.
1 or 2. All right.
Yeah, make it easy.
Phone lines are properly open now. 936-2626. Advantages of using the Corey robot.
Airplane mode is off.
Airplane mode is off. Yes. So let us know what you think, Kenny Chill.
And Sandy, we would have had the program on Healthcare Explorers. This is a slide that would have been developed
we got a caller. Let's see.
Okay.
Good morning, caller.
Good morning. Is it joint balancing, accurate impact positioning?
Joint balancing and accurate impact positioning. Wow.
That allows precise removal of damaged surfaces.
She got it.
Yes, congratulations.
She wins. She wins. Oh, actually,
this one, which prize?
This one is 8. So she actually wins the executive health check. Yeah, my bad.
I'm a number 7. So
you're on 7.
Yeah.
Oh, I got the 3 countries patients are from was number 7.
Which one was 7?
The 3 countries we get patients from.
Oh, I had that as number 6, Miss Lucille.
And then name 3 specialties we have at Health City Kamana Bay was 6.
Somehow I'm 1 number behind you, but I'm writing them down. So I'll get 7. Caller, I see you're calling from a regular line. So will you just WhatsApp me your details?
Will do. Thank you.
And congratulations.
Thank you.
That was a pretty hard one, I think. All right. Thank you so much. Okay, so good one. Yeah, I'm only on number 7,
All right,
but
so
all right.
number 1 is who's the founder. Number 2 is when did our doors open in East End. Number 3 is what type of physician is Dr. Benoit.
Dr. Benoit.
Number 4 is what was ECMO. All right. Number 5 is when was Health City at Camana Bay opened. Number 6 was 3 specialties we have in Camana Bay. Number 7 was the 3 countries we get medical tourists from. And then number 8, Corey Robot.
Somehow I'm missing someone, but let's keep going because I am writing down all the names. So okay, so I'm gonna just give you all the
number
names.
9 will be for the bag.
Yeah.
And if some of you just said it, so you should have heard, when were the first babies delivered at Health City in Camana Bay?
First babies. When were they delivered?
Yeah.
Okay.
What month?
What month were the first babies delivered?
Yeah.
Miss Lucille, I've got you. Thank you so much for that. Just send me her name as well. All right. When were the first babies delivered at Camana Bay? Dun dun dun. Oh, hold on. I need to do one of my sound specials here. Let me see. All right, we got a caller. Hold on. Let me see. They hung up real quick. You guys don't hang up. Good morning, caller.
Hey, good morning. That would have been May of this year.
May 2025, Shamari.
Oh, not me.
Not May. Oh, no. Oh, man. All right, next caller. When were the first babies delivered at Camana Bay?
Hi, good morning.
Morning.
March 2025.
That is correct.
Right?
March. Yes, that's the correct answer. Thank you. And I recognize that voice. I'm going to put you down right now.
So I try and get them one of their health checks too, but anyway, whatever's there, it's fine.
Yes, thank you, my dear.
All right, honey, thank you.
All right. We got a response to that question already. Will you hold on, caller, for the next question? Hello, caller.
Hello.
Hi. We've got a winner already. So do you want to hold for the next one?
Sure.
All right. Shamari, next question.
Hey, how many hospitals does Health City have?
How many hospitals does Health City have?
2.
That is correct. So
that's the correct answer.
The executive health check.
And you're getting an executive health check. So will you give us a call? Or I see you're calling from landline. So just WhatsApp me your name and number.
Okay, no problem.
All right. Thanks so much. Wonderful. So I know you have 11. I only have 10, but we'll have to figure out who's missing off the list.
Yeah, that was the 10th. So there's one more.
Oh, that was 10 for you.
Yeah.
So why am I? Oh, because I am missing somebody though. All right.
Yeah.
I'm missing a name. So number 11. All right. One more. So that one. Okay. So let me see now. I'm just making sure I'm putting next to them what they should be. Nope. I have you. So I've got Josephina, Tisha, Michelma, Stacy, Monique, Miss Lucille, Sharon, Lavana, and that last caller. So I don't know who I'm missing, but if I haven't called your name, please do let me know. Oh, you know what? It was the regift, because that would have been Elizabeth regifting, but then she regifted to Medina. So I think that's why we're short one. That's why we're off, because of the regift.
Oh, because she answered 2 questions.
Yes. Remember we had a regift.
Yeah.
She didn't have to answer.
And then asked her the other question.
Yes. So I still think you have one more to do then.
Do we? Because she regifted it and then asked her the other question, and she got it, no? The executive.
No, there was another one that wanted to win something, and you asked her a question, I thought.
Okay. Okay.
I think that's where the confusion is stemming from. Okay, caller, good morning. Did we ask the next question yet?
We have not asked the next questions yet.
All right, so caller, let's wait for the next question. Go on.
No.
Yes.
Hello.
Oh,
No, I'm not calling to answer a question.
Okay.
You can let the next person. I have a question for Shamari and or Dr. Benoit. The offices in Cayman Bay that were originally there before the hospital opened, the one across from Scotiabank, are they still open? And if so, what's the reason why they haven't been relocated?
From the clinic, Dr. Benoit.
Sorry, can you just repeat the question once again, please?
So she's asking the ones that were across your office that was across from Scotiabank. I know where you were doing like the COVID testing. Is that clinic still open?
Yeah, that clinic is still open. There are a few services going on there. One is our chemotherapy infusion center is there in that clinic, and our cardiology and neurology services are there. The Dr. Ravi Kishore, Dr. Ramnesh, and Dr. Sushant are seeing outpatients there.
So is the intention to have them move to the other location or no? The main location?
So our chemo infusion definitely is going to be there because, we have very well structured chemotherapy unit there, very well established, and all the infrastructure, everything is there. Now, cardiology and neurology clinics are currently there. I do not think in the near future it will be moving from there because the patients love there actually. Just go quickly see the patients. So many of those patients, these are the repeat patients mostly in cardiology, neuro. So they just want to go quick in, see them, and come back. So it's going to be there for some time.
All right, caller.
It's interesting. I was wondering why they didn't move them, but that makes sense.
Yes.
And I think the confusion for the miscount is somebody called in and they said that they wanted the executive health check, not the bag. And I don't think that you all had given the next caller the gift bag. So that might be where the math is not backwards.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Good questions. And yes, I think that's why we're a little bit off. Okay. So what was the question again, Shamari?
Well, I don't think I had a chance to ask
you haven't asked it
yet. But just wanted to briefly speak about our healthcare explorer. So we would have been on a program previously, and we would have discussed that since inception. I noticed the numbers a little bit off. It said on the slide that we had over 65,000 quality encounters with our students. It's higher, but we can say definitely over 65,000 student encounters since the inception of our Healthcare Explorers program. And just to mention that, Sandy, you would know that we have Shadow a Doctor, where we bring students in and they're able to shadow a Dr. Benoit, for instance, and depending on the age group, they would be able to see a surgery. We also have our student undergrad research fellowship, where they come in, they spend weeks, they see the different areas, and then there's a research paper at the back end that you will give them a specific scenario and they need to tell us how they would treat that patient for more of your college level types of graduates. And we've also reached into the schools and we have science fairs where we actually have agreements with the primary schools to have funds allocated so they can put on science fairs so the kids with the materials can create experiments and projects, and they get gifts on the back end. So they're using STEM to get excited and to develop and that to actually be rewarded on the back end. And even recently now, shortly to be rolled out, we've developed an actual cartoon specifically for teachers working with primary school teachers to engage the youngest of students through a cartoon that's based in the Cayman Islands with a health city doctor, for instance, talking about your ears and what your ears are used for and such. So we're just trying at every single level to reach our children, to get them excited about STEM and healthcare, to hopefully spark more minds in the future. And we've definitely, reached over or had over 65,000 encounters, because one student can go through multiple programs, and that's what we're finding. We get them from time they're 6 or 7 or 8. years of age, and then they go through different programs when they're 11, 12, 13, then they go through surgeries to see the surgeons when they're 15, 16, come back for surf. So like one student can potentially have 8 quality interactions through our products, and then they eventually decide to go off to medical school. And now we're at the point where we're starting to offer some internships for those kids that are coming back as well, so that they can actually become licensed within their field. So definitely looking forward to continuing that work that we've done over the years. With the Health City Cares is what we're terming it now, because we also do a lot through the community, whether it comes obviously from a medical perspective, whether it's the Cancer Society or the Breast Cancer Foundation, or other areas we work with, but even outside of the radar, we work to help people in other areas that we would never promote as well. And we're just proud of Health City being here and trying to do what's best for individuals in the country as well.
Yes, and I should say that last week we had an article, and big shout out to sometimes we kind of miss things, and we've got lots of people in the community who will send us something, say, hey, Sandy, did you see this? Especially when it has to do with our young people. We're always happy to highlight the positive that they're doing. So I wanted to do a big shout out to, remember the young lady, Bodden is the last name. Remind me of her first name. Brianna Bodden. And so you guys would have seen that we did this story on her top student at UE. I think it was the Mona campus. She swept up top medical honors there. She's a medical student for the class of 2025. And congratulations to her. But the part of the story that we didn't have initially, we have since added, was what an integral part of her journey Health City Cayman Islands actually played. So she's the graduate of Clifton Hunter High School. Big shout out to Clifton Hunter. And she began her journey there through the SEAM Healthcare Explorers program in year 9. She did shadow a doctor and later completed the summer undergraduate research fellowship. And in January of 2025, Dr. Bodden completed her 5th year of medical elective at Health City. So this is, one of those amazing stories. Thank you so much, Shamari, because we see now the proof, as they say, in the pudding with, a budding physician such as Dr. Can I call her doctor yet? Well, medical student, Brianna Bodden, going on to hopefully be a doctor in short order. So this is one of the many success stories that we see coming out of the collaboration at Health City Cayman Islands, where they are giving back to the community. They're giving back to our students in such an amazing and meaningful way.
Oh, definitely. So that leads us to our, and once again, congratulations to Brianna. She obviously, Health City, we're happy that we played a role in her development. But at the end of the day, it's up to the individual who puts in the hard work. And not only does she put in the hard work, she's the top student, right? And if anybody knows and understands within UE, some of the brightest are also coming from UE as well. So for her to be top of class also says a lot based on the quality type of campus and program that they have as well. So a huge congratulations for her putting all the hard work, and it's showing that we have some of the brightest minds that came from where? Clifton Hunter, right?
That's right. Absolutely.
A lot of times I chuckle, and I don't fault them for this, when a lot of the private schools hold up their sixth form results. They're holding up these students, and little do people know those were a lot of times were students that came from the government school. It's just that the government school doesn't have a sixth form program. So yes, they're doing sixth form at Prep and St. Ignatius and doing great things, but they actually came from John Gray and or Clifton Hunter some of the times as well. So just want to big up Brianna and as well as a lot of the other students are putting in the time to do great things as young Caymanians as well. So I still have that we gave away 11. This is going to be the 11th, so we'll decide how we deal with the last one, Sandy. But this one is the actual bag, and it's how many student quality encounters have we had since inception from our Healthcare Explorers program. So within our Healthcare Explorers program, how many quality encounters have we had?
Nice. All right. So that is the question, folks. How many from the Health Explorers program? How many quality? Repeat the question. How many quality experiences?
Yeah, encounters. How many quality encounters would have occurred within the Health City Healthcare Explorers program since inception?
Yes, got a caller. Oh, we actually have a caller on hold. I forgot. Sorry, caller. Do you have a response to that one?
Over 65,000 students.
That's correct.
Yes,
that is correct.
Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I had you on hold for so long. I totally forgot. Over 65,000. Thank you, caller. Really, really appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, and let me just get your first name because I want to make sure that my list is on point. So let me just add you to the list. I got your number and just the first name is good.
Julie.
Sorry?
Julie.
Julie. Okay. Thank you, Miss Julie. Congrats. All right. Fantastic. I think that's it. We still got people calling, but I think you'll work out the numbers.
We'll work on the numbers, and if we need to give away another one, then we'll figure that out.
Okay. All right. No worries. Fantastic. All right. Well, it has certainly been a pleasure having you here pretty much all show with us. And I did promise you that I have a little something for you as well for your dedication to making sure you're here pretty much every Tuesday. And when you're not, we hold down the fort for you. So I have, as you embark on another season, we've got a Miami Dolphins top handle water bottle with a dual Lincoln lid, 35 ounces to make sure that you can get your water intake for the day nice and handy.
Oh, wow, that's amazing.
It's a lot prettier.
I don't have the name on it, but I have the colors. See?
Now we got your name and logo and everything. So everybody knows that Shamari is a huge Miami Dolphin fan. And when he comes back after his summer break, he'll be keeping us up to date with how the Dolphins are doing.
So that means we have to win the Super Bowl. We have a Dolphin.
You can't be sipping from this on the show if you guys are losing. So tell them they better bring it. Kifra says, I'm here too. She's behind the scenes. Absolutely. But thank you guys so much. It's always a pleasure to have you on this show. And sometimes during these segments, people are really, really quiet. I know we've got well over 200 people, but people are quiet, but people are listening. I've had so many people stop me and say, hey, I heard this on Health City the other day that was so interesting. And Shamari now has a personal story. I want you to share this with our listeners where he's had a fanboy moment thanks to his appearances here. So tell us about your selfie episode.
So the interesting thing is prior to CMR, and I'll say within the Filipino community, prior to CMR, over my many years, I first started out as people would come up to me and say, are you Tony Scott's son? And I'm like, oh, yes. And then when I was on national team for basketball, I'm like, oh, you're a national basketball team player, correct? Yes. Then it transferred into, tourism. Oh, you're the director of tourism. So nice to meet you. Yes. Then it was Health City. Yes. And now within the Filipino community, I'll walk into stores and I'll see people whispering and whatnot. And Chisholm's was the first when they actually said, sir, you're the CMR guy, right? They're like, yeah, aren't you? We see you every Tuesday. I'm like, oh, yes, I'm the CMR guy. Yes, I'm on, but I'm there for Health City.
Yes.
And then recently, I was in Paperman's, my number one coffee shop that I go for coffee.
Yeah.
And I saw someone walking back and forth, pacing back and forth, a lady when I was there talking to someone. And then she interjected right as I stopped and I was going to get my coffee. And she's like, sir, haven't I seen you on CMR all the time? And I was like, she's like, I watch you. There's so much great information, whatnot. So I had a short conversation. So, thank you for watching. She's like, it's great. And she told me who she used to work for before. And he had always told her to make sure she stays in tune with politics. So I also saw you with Chamber. She's like, I saw you with Chamber and it was so great and whatnot. But I know you from CMR. I was like, oh, okay. So had the conversation with her, had the coffee, and I noticed she was hanging around. And sure enough, she's like, sir, I hope you don't mind. First time it's ever happened. Can I take a selfie with you, please, so I can show my friends I met you? And I'm like, wow, I am CMR famous.
Yes,
Pictures
selfie
and
moment.
selfies.
Good.
So
That's
yes, I'm CMR famous, especially within the Filipino community.
Yes, big
That
shout
my
out.
first ever requested selfie.
First selfie, look at that.
Was due
You've
to
arrived.
CMR.
You've arrived. And I tell people all the time, I get them requested all the time. It's like they're super fans and they love, oh, Miss Sandy, can we do a selfie? Even in the grocery store, about a week or two ago, I got stopped. And I said, sure. It was three ladies. I initially saw them in the produce section. I can tell now when they're like, oh, we're like nervous to say hi to her. Can we say hi? Don't ever be nervous. Just say hello. I'm happy for the support. And I said, yeah, hi, how are you guys doing? So when I got back over by the bread section, they came over and they said, do you mind if we take a selfie? I said, sure, absolutely. I might not always be looking my best though. So sometimes I got to be like, oh my God, let me fix my hair. But yeah, we did a selfie and it was funny because there was a guy who worked at Foster's. He saw it and I think he was like, well, here's my opportunity to get one too. So he jumped in. He's like, Miss, can I do one as well? I said, absolutely. You can't say no to your fans. And we are just so happy that as we continue to grow and expand, again, CMR TV launching this week. We've launched with Sabrina Turner. She has a weekday show from 5 until 6:30. And now, you know, the platform is growing even more from strength to strength. Eventually, it's going to be on the website. We're going to be streaming on channels. We're going to have the radio follow. I mean, lots of good things coming for our 8th anniversary, 2025. And the Filipino community is definitely included in our CMR TV. They have got a show. So Shamari, when they reach out, you know, Prep Talk with SSS, when they reach out, you know that it's them. And because they love to have, you know, speakers and stuff on their program so that people, their community can keep abreast of what's happening through that platform as well. So it's going to be fantastic. We're so tickled pink for this venture. And we've got an amazing lineup. Marla Ducaran and so many others. Yeah, that's like, she's coming on the show tomorrow, by the way. Make sure you guys tune in for that. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So, I mean, we have elevated the conversation, elevated the programs, and, you know, we still occasionally may have a 9:30 moment because so many people still love the after show. They're like, Sandy, can I have a 9:30 moment? Haven't done one in a while. But, you know, once in a while.
Stop encouraging her, please. Stop encouraging her.
We'll do it off air. We'll do it just on social media, just for you naughty ones who want to attend. But anyway, yes, I mean, it's just amazing how far we've come in the 8 years. It's amazing in 11 years what Health City has been able to do. So congratulations to all of you guys over there, for sure. Keep it up.
Definitely.
Thank you. Thanks.
All right, guys.
And we look forward to the another 11 years and much more.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Cayman. Thank you, Caymanian community, as well as residents, for embracing us. And we look forward to serving everyone moving forward.
Yes, thank you very, very much. All right, guys.
In the mornings, no one wants to miss listening to the Cold Hard Truth or reading CMR. Cayman's #1 news platform has made your morning commute fun again. Pass this time with the Cold Hard Truth on weekdays from 7:30 a.m. Talk radio that's engaging, entertaining, and enlightening. But be careful. Some mornings it's so hot, you might run into a bit of trouble.
All right, folks. So welcome back. Welcome back. We just got a few minutes left in the show. That's all right. Some breaking news. Let me see what's going on. So again, tune in this evening at 5 o'clock until 6:30. I will be in the studio with Sabrina this week, just trying to get her used to the board and working out any kind of quirks that we have. So the phone line is definitely one of them. And, you know, it's something that I think we have a workaround. We're going to do a Bluetooth connection in the interim, but we think it might actually be the board. I'm not quite sure yet, but we're going to test something out here today. Because, you know, it's like when you go to the physician. A lot of times it's a process of elimination, figuring out what's wrong with you. We'll run some diagnostic testing, do this, do that. And then eventually we kind of conclude like, okay, this is what's going on. So we reached out to the board people and they said, okay, do a factory reset. And we did that and it still wasn't working. But I said, they do have this additional option that we can utilize of connecting to Bluetooth. So we're going to try that today, and I think we should be okay. But yeah, she came out of the gate fully swinging. Like I said, already over 11,000 views from yesterday evening show. And some of you were messaging me this morning saying, well, what's the show topic for today? So I'm kind of walking her through what my process is. And of course she can tweak it. Everybody's got their own kind of formula. And so what I like to do is I do most days, not every day, because I'll tell you the truth. There literally are some days when I sit here and I have no idea what I'm going to be talking about. And I'm just like, we're going to just have an open mic moment. We're going to wing it. We're going to talk about whatever you guys want to talk about. So yeah, some days that happens, but most days I have a general idea, obviously, of the topics. We don't script anything around here though. So, you got to be able to speak off the cuff, so to speak. And so she'll have her own process of engagement, obviously, but I'm trying to teach her the little bit. So I do try to schedule the show and give you guys an idea of what some of the topics are. And, if we have scheduled topics, then something happens overnight or whatever, it changes. Let me tell you, we're going to be talking about minimum wage, honey child. Don't worry, Strong-Will. That is definitely coming. So, she has, I think, a very, very interesting show time. I think it's a great, fantastic time. You want drive time in the mornings, drive time in the evenings. And so now CMR has both covered. And she's a seasoned veteran. She did the Business Buzz. Now, I must say that doing the Business Buzz is a little bit different to what we do, with like the community topics and stuff like that. So I saw someone mention yesterday how much they love the legal shows. And we're actually contemplating doing just a legal show, like called Legal Matters, where we sit down and we work through all the court cases and how things are decided and how things happen. But we need a lawyer who wants to do a show, because I ain't got that kind of time. I can't do too many shows now. I'm already committed to the youth shows. So there's certain things that will fall under my direct responsibility in my umbrella. And then we have the individual content creators who are going to be responsible for their content. So come forward. We're still onboarding people. If you are interested in, she's gone over 12,000 views. Oh my God. Sabrina, girl, you are breaking the mold, and it's not even 24 hours yet. It's only 16 hours. Come on through, honey child. I love it. So we're still working on some of the elements, her introduction, and some things that are going to smooth it out. So bear with us, but I still think that she was off to a good start. Miss Lucille said, please read what is that? Rika search? What is that? I lost it earlier. I'm a little bit lost on what that is. All right. Someone said, ask Patricia if she wants to do her own show at CMR. You mean Patricia Bryan's show? Oh, was her show called Legal Matters? Was that the name of it? I must admit that I actually don't know that was the name of her show. Marlon suggested a show called Legal Matters. I'm pretty sure he's never listened to her show because he doesn't really, sorry, y'all, but he does not listen to, I don't think he's a music guy for the most part. And when I'm just pulling Patricia's leg, when I don't know what her show was called though. I actually don't know. And then when he does listen to something, he listens to like NPR. In fact, he was listening to a really good one last night about I was surprised when I found out that he listened to the same show called Hidden Brain, which is what I listen to. And it's a science podcast but with this host he's a veteran science journalist called Shankar Vedantam. And he is amazing. He's got the most amazing voice, like radio voice is so awesome. But they were talking about like heart surgeries and stuff like that. He talks about so many interesting things. Yeah. And when I heard that particular episode, I was like, oh my God, I got to share that with Dr. Benoit, because it was about a baby way back when who had a heart procedure. I'm trying to see which, but listen to some of the titles of his show. His show, this is why I'm trying to partner with NPR, because I want to grab some of their content. But his show is called The Hidden Brain. And one of the episodes is called The Price of Revenge. So this one was, revenge often feels sweet, but what price do we pay for seeking it out? And so he talks to a researcher named James Kimmel Jr., proposes a radical theory that our desire for revenge operates like an addiction in the brain. So he says, this was one episode on the second, revenge addiction plays out in our everyday lives. And on a global scale, Hidden Brain is about to go on tour. Join us as Shankar shares 7 key insights he's learned from the show over the past decade. So this guy, I love his shows. Here's one on Relationships 2.0, Keeping Love Alive. It's just, I love his show. And so when I found out that Marlon also listened to Hidden Brain, of all of the shows out there, we were NPR fans, but Hidden Brain is like my favorite one. I was like, excuse me, you are a keeper. Put a ring on it, honey child. But yes. I can't. Condolences for George Webb's family and friends. It's in your list earlier. Oh God, we have so many comments. I didn't even see that one, Miss Lucille. My apologies. Let me see how many comments we got today. It's a lot. Some days we have like hundreds upon hundreds of comments. It's hard to go back and find something. So I didn't see it. My apologies to Miss Lucille, but she's extending her condolences to the family. And in fact, George, his sister is one of her neighbors. So now that you mentioned that, yes, she did mention that her brother had passed away on, I think she mentioned it in the group chat on Sunday or yesterday. So my condolences to the entire family, but especially to my dear neighbor, Miss Debbie Webb. So yeah, very, very sad. Okay, somebody says we need an employment law expert. Okay, managers are going through a lot where that is concerned. That would be good. All right, so I'm in the kitchen today recording an episode with Chef Brown. So I can't stay with y'all too long. Plus I got me some breadfruit and mackerel for breakfast. So sorry for you all. I need to go and indulge in that. So we're going to end the show on time today. And Miss Marjorie says, question, is anyone else having sinus issues and bad headaches right now? Not right this second, but I always have sinus issues. What I'm going to suggest is, we have the Saharan dust that impacts people with allergies and sinuses. And I've been sneezing and stuff over the last week or so. Even when I went to Miami, it was very, very overcast and I was sneezing. So what I would recommend, one of the things that I found worked extremely well for me, and of course I stopped doing it, but I'm going to start back, is get a neti pot or something similar and do the nasal rinse. At first I was like, for years, I had the stuff here and I wouldn't do it. And then when I went to the ENT a couple years ago, we did all the allergy testing. He's like, yes, you're allergic to dust and dust mites. And he's like, you really have to do this. And in fact, he demonstrated to me, he did a saline spray and he showed me from like 1 minute, 10 minutes later, how my sinuses opened up and I could breathe easier. He showed it to me on the screen, everything. And it opens up your mucous membranes, clears out your sinuses. And when he showed that to me, I was like, whoa. And he said, yeah, you got to do a regimen at home where you're using the saline rinse and you'd be surprised what a difference it makes. I do that. And y'all know, Caymanians, I got my little Vicks rub. So like in the mornings, one of the first things I do is I take the Vicks and I rub it all over my sinuses. And, that helps the exterior. That helps to bring it out as well. So you got to do what you got to do, honey child. But yeah, I think even now I am a little bit congested, but I got to get back to doing my nasal rinses. Just make sure, folks, you use the saline solution that they provide, and you use like distilled bottled water. Tap water, if you're going to use tap water, you've got to boil it to take out any impurities or any issues and then make it cool down. Because recently there's a lady who died from a brain, what do they call them? A brain amoeba? Is that what they're called? But basically it's like a worm that gets in your brain and it'll kill you. So don't fool with no tap water unfiltered. You got to make sure that you boil it properly. So Bonnie says, yep, she's been suffering for weeks now. Melita rubbing it in so that she had some liver and onions with ackee and saltfish with provision and fried dumpling. So you had liver and onions and ackee and saltfish. Wow, somebody greedy around. Yeah, sure. Good for you. You know, Miss Stacy doesn't really cook liver and onions. I don't know what it is. My aunt in Tampa, Aunt Lottie, she doesn't do it like Caribbean style. So she wouldn't slice it up like that, but she would do liver, like a sliced liver, and fix it up. I'm not really an onions person, I must admit. I'm not fond of onions. I know you have to use them to season foods and so on. So sometimes I tolerate it with certain dishes. But she made the best liver, like just the slices of liver. And she would do it with like mashed potato and oh my gosh, delicious. But yep, Sandy, we need an after show on weekends with a DJ so people can call in and request certain music that they play. Yeah, music can be a little bit tricky because you can run into issues with like copywriting issues and stuff like that. But you know what would really be awesome? Follow me here, follow the logic. All of these amazing local creators that we have with original music. Hello, all of the amazing creators that we have. Some of y'all have albums of music. Get me copies of that and we can have Caymanian Music Hour or 2 where we're just playing Caymanian songs. Look at Sandy, always coming up with these brilliant ideas, showcasing local musicians. And those of you like, you know, Swanky Band and stuff, if you want to play live, like on a Saturday, reach out to me. I would love that. I love me music, you know. Make sure y'all know I'm a music lover at heart. So if you're a musician and you've got original music, come on CMR. Let's do a music hour. Saturday afternoons. What else to do but listen to some Caymanian country music? So if you got music, all the Caymanian artists, Mr. Berman Scott, Mr. Shalette, all of you who have written music, played music, whatever, reach out to me and, you know, get me your CDs, get me your cassettes or whatever. We'll have them ripped and we'll be able to play them right here on the show. All right, that's another show idea. I'm going to forward that idea in terms of I'm going to be the one responsible for bringing that to fruition. But I need the artist now to reach out. So if you're a musician, if you're a local musician, if you're a local musician, please reach out. Thank you, Strong Wilt. We'll get the locals on it. Put in a little Jamaican music too. I hear you there. I hear you. Yes, honey child. Well, what's the dance with oh God, what's that dance right now that's really famous? What's her name? Collabed with somebody else. Shensia. What's it? The TikTok, whatever it's called. Oh Lord, have mercy. It's really everybody's doing the dance with the moves and whatever. I can't remember what the heck it's called now. But that one has gone viral. By the way, did you guys see Shensia? She is she was at the opening of the what's it called? Smurfs movie with like the likes of Rihanna and stuff like that. Go on through, Shensia girl. You have arrived. But yes, that song that everybody's like singing and everybody's doing the whole dance to. Now some of her songs are not kid friendly. It's after 9:30. What's she talking about? The Punani police. I'm like, Lord Jesus, no. We can't be playing that on a Saturday afternoon. Lord have mercy. Anywho, good stuff. Thank you very, very much. Take it to the mat. There you go. There you go, Mark. That song is like everybody in the grind. They're trying to sing that song and trying to do the moves and trying to dance. And I'm like, some of y'all don't need to bother. And I'm one of the people that don't need to bother because that's why I'm not out here doing it. But yeah, that's she collabed with some girl named Molly or something. I don't even know who the heck she is, but anyway, It's a good song. I mean, I must tell you, this is what shake it to the max. Yes, sir. Anyway, lots happening with Caribbean music. It's shake it to the max. Mark says, Ma road to the max. Bop, bop. All right, folks. Thank you so much, Mark. Thank you guys so much. And again, if you're thinking about doing a show, reach out. No time like the present. That's all she wrote. Okay, I need to go and test out a new camera. I'm going to do a little unboxing today. Do you guys want to do an unboxing with me? I can probably go until 10 o'clock and then I really got to get to work. Raise your hand. Just say yes, 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 yes if you want to do a quick unboxing. Who wants to do a quick unboxing video? But you're going to have to put up with me eating my breakfast, honey child, because I'm hungry now. Anybody wants to do an unboxing? Gigi sounds, what? Gigi sounds be doing it? What sounds? All right, let me have a little bite of my mackerel and breadfruit, honey child. Who wants to do an unboxing? Yes, no, maybe so. Melita says yes. All right, hold on. The mackerel is delicious. All right, we got a new webcam that I want to try. I don't have nails anymore, so hold on. Let me get my scissors. Hold on. Okay. So we're going to do an unboxing video. The rest of you can be shaking it to the max while I'm doing this. And so sometimes I just like to try out new stuff just because. Got to be on the cutting edge. And there's a lot going on in the world of technology and AI all the time. So I bought this camera. And one of my content creators last week, I was like, oh, I bought your camera. I want you to try it out. And it looks so good for them. I ended up giving them that one. And then I bought another one for myself. And I'm going to show you guys the most amazing part about this is, look, look at the size of this camera. What? Look at how tiny it is. It sits in the palm of my hand. That's the whole thing. Is that not crazy? Oh my God. That is so amazing. Look at that. This is the privacy flap. It's magnetic. Yeah. Does the mackerel have bones in it? No, I think normally Miss Stacy takes those out so I can eat it safely. But I mean, look at this thing. That's it. Whoa. All right. So we're going to connect it. So I was thinking, I got a couple cameras on here. So I do want to connect it. Let me get the cables. I got to figure out how to connect it to the computer. So we have, let me look at the different cables. All right, so this one is our, little mounting thing. So that's cool. So basically we can put it on here like this and we can mount it. But I have mounting threads. So I'm going to, well, actually, let me mount it like this first. So we do this. You know how I remember which way to screw it? Remember when you were younger? Righty, tighty, lefty, loosey. That's how I always remember it. That's stuck in my head forever. And now you've got another little, that's probably the 3/4 thread or whatever is the standard. And so you can mount it again. And then look at that. Isn't that cute? So just like that. All right, so we mounted it. And then the other thing we have is a USB-C cable. So I'm sure that's what's in this box. Yes, we've got USB-A. That's the big one. Yeah, converter. So we can connect it that way. We've got our little, what are these little things called? These little wrench things. I forget what they're called. And then we've got a couple cables. Maybe they're different lengths. Let me see. So this is USB-C. So USB-C is the new standard. The iPhones now are USB-C, and they look like that. That's that connection. And then this one is USB-C as well. It just looks like they're different lengths. So one is longer than the other. So we're going to go with the longer one, I think. And I don't think we need the USB-A converter, but let's see. All right, let me think now where and how I can connect it. So I'm actually going to take off. I have a Logitech here. And for some reason lately, the Logitech has not been working, honey child. So give me 1 second. That means that Logitech gonna have to go to the side. Oh, it's dusty. All right, so I don't even know. Hold on, let me see where the Logitech is connected. Hold on. I got so many wires. I think this is the Logitech. Oh yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna figure out later where that one's plugged in. Okay, so I'm gonna actually unplug that and pull that through. All right, so let's try to plug in this one. I like to have a second camera because sometimes if I'm like showing you guys something, that second camera actually comes in really, really handy. All right, let me see here now. Okay. All right, USB-C. And you know what you can do? So I have a bunch of extenders, but I don't know if I have a USB. I got to move my desk around a little bit. Give me a second. So I actually have here what you call a standing desk. So I lift it up for the show, and then I'm trying to see something here though. Hold on. I think most of my extenders are USB-A. Time for me to do one that's USB-C, but for the purposes of this, I'm gonna just use USB, because I have a long extender that has a bunch of ports on it, probably at least 10, that give me 10 additional USB A slots. So I'm just gonna use this little, so basically that's why they send you, oops, sorry, I don't even think you guys can see me right now. But this is why, am I frozen? What did I unplug? What did I unplug? Okay, sorry. Started unplugging stuff. Are we back? I think we're back. All right. So I moved my camera. I moved the main camera around. My bad. I'll readjust that. But I was saying that one of the reasons why they give you this little converter piece, this USB-A, oh man, it's hard to take back off, is because a lot of people still are catching up with USB-C. Although this is a standard now. Some of you, if you have older devices, so they give you this little converter piece, right? So let's try it. I'm gonna plug it in. 22. Give me 1 second. Okay. All right. Okay. We plugged it in. I don't see any lights yet, so let me see what else we got to do. All right, we might have to install downloads. Let's see. Sometimes we got to install drivers and stuff. So it's not picking it up. And then some Oh, sorry. I was gonna say normally I was trying to plug it in. Most computers will automatically recognize devices as you plug them in, but sometimes you got to download drivers and stuff. But let's see what this does. So we're gonna try to bring it in, and then you guys can tell me what you think of the camera quality. All right, give me 1 second. Computer's thinking. I'm going to start to close some other things because I might be stressing out the poor computer now with all these things open. All right, let's see. Your browser can't access your devices. Oh, really? All right, give me 1 second. Let me just refresh. Hold on. Okay. Good morning. Yeah. It looks like it's I was trying to find it. Okay. Yeah, it's not allowing me to find it on here, but anyway, I'm going to play around with it some more. I just wanted to show you guys. Look at how tiny it is. Maybe if I get it going, I will utilize it. Give me 1 second. I have an idea. I can probably utilize it for tomorrow's show. Okay. Oh, here we go. So I can switch that camera. What do y'all think? First view? Obviously, I need to like set it up and stuff. So it's letting me use it as my primary, but I was trying to add it as my secondary and it wasn't letting me do that. So my idea is I'm going to like clip it like maybe there or somewhere so I can have like a down shot or something. But what do you guys think? Skin tone actually doesn't look too bad. I don't think it's as crisp as my other one though. Oh, well, darn. It would help if I took the plastic off the lens. Of course I'd look better if I did that. Look at what a difference that makes, honey chill. What a hot mess. Not too shabby. Look at all my gray hairs. Oh God. Time to go to the salon. You see, Shaka? It's not too bad when I took the plastic off, right? Yeah, boy. Look at my flag back there. Mwah! Love me, my Cayman flag. All right. So there's like the board, the phone, all this stuff is on my desk, can you tell? We got all kind of stuff. But anyway, I'm going to play around with it. I just wonder why it wouldn't let me use it as a secondary. All right, I'll play around with it, folks, and I'm gonna get it going. But yeah, we're gonna do something. We can even do like an outside view. What's the weather like today? I kind of like it actually. I mean, I really haven't done anything to it yet in terms of customizing the settings, but I think it's not too bad. I have some new lights that I'm going to be playing around with for my desk setup and stuff as well. But yeah, that's Marlon, all his mask and stuff back there. Look, he's got mask and all sorts of little figurines from like all of the, oh gosh, cartoons from way back when that he used to be into, as well as some of the new modern ones as well. But yeah, I like it. Okay. We're going to check it out and see how it goes. All right. Shaka says you're right. Yeah, we got to position it properly and stuff. Whoops. Just dropped it. Okay, let's go back to the other camera, please, and thank you. All righty then. We'll get it sorted out. Anyway, that's part of what I'm going to be doing today. So I'm going to go do that now until the chef comes. And then once the chef comes, it's cooking in recording mode. So we're doing some stew kunk today in this chef studio. And he's going to show us how to pound our kunk, how to make our kunk, and all that good stuff. And yeah, that's what we're up to. All right, folks, have a good one. That was a little miniature unboxing episode. I will see you guys tomorrow morning. Don't forget Marla Dukran is here, our guest. So make sure that you tune in nice and early. See you mañana. Mwah! Oh, and 5 o'clock today. 5 o'clock today for Sabrina Turner. All right, guys. See you then.
Thank you for tuning in to another episode of The Cold Hard Truth on Bobo 89.1 FM. Cayman's #1 talk show is live weekdays from 7:30 a.m. Never miss an episode again. Watch anytime on CMR's Facebook and YouTube channels for the latest show episodes. Don't forget to follow us online on our social media channels and visit CaymanMarlRoad.com for all the latest news and community happenings.